Welcome to week 8. I'm going to be talking about same-sex marriage, LGBT community, just um, um, trying to being gay in general. I'm just going to be talking about the same-sex couples. Our first source is procon.org. It says, as of November of 2014, gay marriage has been legalized in 35 states. Massachusetts on May 17, 2014, Connecticut 2008, Iowa 2009, Vermont 2009, New Hampshire 2010, New York 2011, Washington D.C. 2012, Maine 2012, Maryland 2013, California 2013, Delaware, Rhode Island, Minnesota, New Jersey, Hawaii, New Mexico, Oregon, all in 2013, Oregon 2014, Pennsylvania 2014, Illinois, Indiana, Oklahoma, Utah, Virginia, Wisconsin, Colorado, Nevada, Colorado 2014, Nevada 2010, West Virginia 2014, North Carolina 2014, October the 10th, 2014 to be exact, because I'm from North Carolina. Idaho, I'm sorry, I lost my place. Yes, Idaho to Alaska, Arizona, Wyoming, Kansas, Montana, and South Carolina, all of 2014. 15 states have gay marriage bans through either laws or constitutional amendments or both. The District of Columbia legalized same-sex marriage on March 3rd, 2010. Okay, my next source is coming from DoSomething.org. In 2013, the Supreme Court struck down parts of Defense of Marriage Act, DOMA, which defined marriage as a union between man and woman, and declared that the federal government will recognize same-sex marriages as legal. That happened in 2013. With the Defense of Marriage Act struck down, the federal government began recognizing same-sex marriage in all marriage programs, benefits, and laws, such as Social Security and health benefits. As of July 2014, same-sex marriage is legal in 19 states, plus the District of Columbia. Push for more progress by asking friends and social influencers to publicly support LGBT rights. Please push for this. LGBT community needs support just like any other man-woman relationship or couple. LGBT community is human beings as well. They're people that have feelings just like any other person that's in a relationship with a man or a woman. In 2009, the Senate approved the Matthew Shepard Act, which outlaws hate crimes based on both sexual orientation and gender identity. The Employment Non-Discrimination Act, first passed Congress in 2007, is the act that prohibits discrimination of sexual orientation in the workplace, specifically during hiring. Less than 20% of school counselors have received any training on serving gay and lesbian students. So they don't even know how to deal with the gay students or lesbian students, the teachers, because nobody teaches them. They don't feel like it's important enough for them to teach the teachers how to communicate with the children. Of the estimated 1.6 million homeless American youth, between 20 and 40% identify as LGBT community. So that's 20 to 40%. That is a big number. In one study, 26% of teens who came out of their parents were told they must leave home. In 2012, President Obama made U.S. history when he told ABC News, "I think same-sex couples should be able to get married." 31 states have banned gay marriage through law, constitutional amendments, or both. 11 countries currently allow same-sex couples to marry, including the United States and some states. The Netherlands, South Africa, Canada, Belgium, Norway, Spain, Sweden, Portugal, Ireland, and Argentina. Colorado is the only state to allow civil unions but not marriage between same-sex couples. This is coming from Wikipedia.com. It says, people seeking court order recognition of their same-sex marriage based on their specific circumstances have had varying degrees of success. The 7th Circuit and a U.S. District Court have each required Indiana to recognize a marriage where one plaintiff is terminally ill. U.S. District Courts in Arizona and Florida have each required a state to recognize a same-sex marriage for the purpose of issuing or amending a death certificate. And a U.S. District Court in Ohio issued a similar order with respect to 4 birth certificates because the case was reversed on appeal. A Florida state court order has recognized an out-of-state same-sex marriage to allow a widower to serve as an executor of his spouse's estate. Similar plaintiffs have appealed adverse decisions or have rulings in their favor state pending appeal in several states. So as you can see, they are having some recognition in some states to be able to have some kind of say-so of their spouse if something was to happen to them. So that's definitely great because in some states you have no rights at all basically because they don't honor it. Since the U.S. Supreme Court has struck down the law barring federal recognition of same-sex marriage in the United States versus Windsor on June 26, 2013, U.S. district courts in 23 states and state courts in 6 states, plus 1 state court ruling addressing only the recognition of same-sex marriages from other jurisdictions, have found that same-sex marriage bans violates the U.S. Constitution, while 2 U.S. district courts and 1 state court have found that they do not. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the 4th, 7th, 9th, and 10th circuits have affirmed the unconstitutionality of such bans. The 6th Circuit, in contrast, did not. The panel reversed 6 U.S. District Court rulings that found bans on same-sex marriage or its recognition unconstitutional. And the 4 states served in the 6th Circuit. Most courts ordered injunctions that enforce the right to same-sex marriage where the court has ruled in favor of such have taken effect. The main exceptions are from the U.S. District Court cases in Texas and Mississippi. On appeal to the 5th Circuit. U.S. District Court cases from Arkansas and Missouri pending resolution in the 8th Circuit and 1 case each before the Arkansas Supreme Court and Louisiana Supreme Court. Those have been stayed indefinitely. A temporary stay is in effect on an injunction ordered by the U.S. District Court in Florida. Okay, in the United States, same-sex marriages are recognized by the U.S. federal government and are legal in 35 U.S. states. Marriage licenses are widely available to same-sex couples in Kansas, though the state does not recognize the validity. So, the licenses are available to same-sex couples in Kansas, but the state does not recognize that they're valid, basically. Several hundred marriage licenses were issued to same-sex couples in Michigan and Arkansas between the time their bans were struck down by federal or state courts and when their rulings were stayed. Most Americans live in a jurisdiction where same-sex couples can legally marry. This article is about same-sex marriage ban overturned in North Carolina. All I know is that I remember when they was trying to get it, and one day it was like, they're not going to approve same-sex marriage, and then the next day, like the very next day, you could be married in North Carolina, and I personally never thought that could ever happen, because I just didn't see it happen. I chose to speak about same-sex marriage because I feel like everybody should know that no matter who you love or how you love, if you man and man, woman and woman, man and woman, however, I feel like everybody should be treated equally. Everybody should have the same rights. Nobody should be looked upon or looked down upon because of who you're dating. I feel like love is love. Like, people, you can't love people differently. People think that you can because they don't experience being in the gay community, but I always feel like love is love. I support everybody. I love everybody. So I don't care if you're dating a man or a woman or who you're dating. I just think everybody deserves equality because this is the United States of America, 2014. Things have changed. They're not going to be the way they were in the 1950s and 1960s. People change, things change. And every time it comes to same-sex marriage or something, everybody always has something bad to say. But this is my topic. I chose it because it's about same-sex marriage. I agree. I love everybody. I support everybody. If that's what you do, that's what you do. Thank you. Love is Love, 6 years ago.